Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to World of Warships. Today with my review of the new patch 0.5.5. There have been a lot of changes and a lot I really like. The game is really coming along in the past set of patches. First off, if you want the mighty turpits, you can get it at the moment, no bundle even, for more than 31 days more, I think. You will pay $44.99 and you can get a ultimate bundle with probably flags and stuff and so on. So if you want the turpits, go ahead and this is your chance. You can also get the Taipan, which is a American aircraft carrier. I think it was one that in the beta sat at tier 5 and was replaced by something. You know what? Let me just check my old beta footage. So, will you look at that? Oh, look here. Good old Katori. Do you still remember it? Have you been around that long or have you played the beta? I really loved that ship back in the days. It was so durable. 9,000 more HP than the standard tier 1 ship from the US, but that's not why we are here. Oh, video scampering. Look at that. You still had the blimp in the hangar. I don't know why they took that out. It was a nice addition, even if it did cast a huge shadow. Yeah, back when I was still... That was my first login, actually. So, let's take a look at the tech tree and pause it here. There we can see, yeah, aircraft carrier starting at tier 4, that's rather normal, but you can see the Independence at tier 5 and the Saipan on tier 6. And now as we jump back into the normal game, we can see the Langley still sitting at tier 4. Independence was moved down to tier 6, basically kicking out the Saipan. And Independence got introduced on tier 5. Also, Essex got put in, but that's not why we're here. So, if you want the Saipan again, there you go. Go ahead. You also have a shot at that. Something you might have noticed when you patched the game, or if you're about to patch it, it will take forever. The file size will about stay the same, so I think it's around 24 gigabyte on your hard drive, but the number of files will be reduced greatly. I have an old version on my laptop. It's sitting at 20 gigabyte with 193,000 files, and that is quite a lot. And they just patched that, basically all the files that they needed to patch. Now they brought it down to 8,000 files, still around the same file size, and I guess they just put those files into archive or put more files into single files. Whatever the reason, the good thing is if you change the harbor now, the harbor change goes way more quick than it did before. At least that's what they say, and I think it works. And also see the Germans made it to the US. So the client got smaller, the loading got faster. We also got a new port. Did we? Oh yeah, I just loaded it. It's not a new port, it's the old Halloween port from at night, just that by now they made it a day version. And there we have the blimp. Well, at least leftover blimp. It doesn't have a passenger compartment on the bottom. And the Statue of Liberty and a few small ships as before. Be aware, you don't want to crash into my turpits. Also, I'm doing a blockade here. What am I doing? Whatever, let's go on. New changes to the carousel, and I really like those. Even if you will miss those little pictures that show you your ship, you can now say compact carousel view as you can before, but you can say it with, you can view it with 2 lines, with 3, or even with 4. And if I put 4 lines in it, I can see all my ships at once. There's also the ships suitable for the mission button, which will show you the ships first that have a times 1.5 or times 2 bonus, and if you do it, they will just move to the right and be a little bit grayed out. You know, like they are in World of Tanks. Oh wait, in World of Tanks, no, they will just be moved to the right. Here they will be grayed out, a bit like if they don't have the commander, but you can still click on them. You can also finally take a ship and set it as a primary ship. So it will just move all the way to the left, and I just took all my ships that I need to play for experience, and all the finished and premium ships are to the right. Interesting, I have 15 premium and finished ships around, and just 8 that I currently play. How much are premium actually? Yeah, that is a good amount of money spent. 4 times 3, 12, 13, 15, 14. Why not? So, new port, check. There are new stats visible. So, let's just take the torpedoes back out, or just take any other ship. Where are you? I just had you. Where's my good old premium battleship? There it is. If you hover over the cannons now, and you look at the lower stats, we got initial AP and initial HE shell velocity. So you can now compare battleship shell 831 meter per second, and let's take a destroyer for example. Let's compare that. 825 meter per second. Interesting. Let's take a American ship. Good old Cleveland. AP shells slower than HE shells. Interesting. The Ishisuchi's shells are pretty fast. Let's see what the Germans can do. 820. 710. Ooh, so Emden. That's what makes for the good aiming, I guess. Where's my German cruiser? There it is. 960. So that is good if you fire on very long range. Let's see what the Russians do. Of course, very high velocity as well. What's the highest Russian ship that I have? Should be the Murmansk. 914. Oh, direct compare. 914 to, let's take the USA version. Omaha, upgraded guns. 914. So, okay, yeah, you can see what I'm going for. You can now look at the shell velocity. What you can also see is the torpedo detection range, as far as I read that in the patch notes. Yes, torpedo detection range by sea 1.5 kilometers. So 1.5 kilometers ahead of you, you will see the torpedoes, and if you have the mod, you will probably sitting at 1.7 or 1.75 kilometers. Concealment, detection range by air and sea. Wait, the patch notes said that was changed to visibility. Interesting. Oh well, why not? Maybe they forgot it. There will be a ×2 weekend. Interestingly, that's not this weekend. I thought it would be. Maybe I missed the weekend. Who knows? There are 2 new maps, the Mountain Range and Trident. For Trident, I made a separate video. Check that out. I think tomorrow, or just upload it today. There have been changes to several other maps as well. The most significant one that I saw is that Atlantic now has islands. You know, the basically this map. There are now islands in the middle to make it less of a pure drive around each other until someone drives in and die map. So it should be more playable now. Even if I always thought, well, you have to have a map at open sea just because battleships used to battle at open seas as well. But, well, if it works better, if it makes people happy, why not? There have been some sound changes, there have been some music changes. There are now music tracks with lyrics, they say. I didn't hear that yet, since I have the sound for recording purposes turned down quite a bit. There is a new fire effect. You can see that in my video with the Trident map. You have fire burning on the bottom of the screen, And the more severe your fires get, the more you can see the fire burning. I will just jump into a match now to show you some more changes. And here we are on a replay in my Ibuki from a game I did a few days ago on, what was the map name? Shatter. Not sure I played that one before, because that little passage here on the B line, I didn't see that before. So I might have missed another patch. I didn't play in quite some time. Shame on me. Anyway, a new thing. There are weather effects now. And they occur at around 50% at the start of a battle. You can see snow effects now, but they will vanish as soon as a match starts. It is just for testing purposes, and that they can ask people if they take a survey. Do you like the weather effects? Do you want those to occur more often and not? And I think I will all vote for that. So now that the match started, the snow should, in theory, disappear. We'll see about that. I didn't notice that it disappeared, and I really like that as well. So, weather effects, there might be rain, there might be snow, there might be heavy clouds, and they also have dynamically changing weather effects. There's one map, the north map, where you can actually experience that in form of a, what is it called? Cyclone. Meaning, at some point between the 2 and the 10-minute mark, there might be a cyclone turning up. It takes around 2 minutes, or it takes exactly 2 minutes actually, to fully get to strength. I tried to get a replay of that, but I just didn't lucked out on that, so I can only show you the snow map. But look at that, the sky cleared up. Nice, really well done. And the snow is gone. Clouds are still there, but mostly gone. Dynamic weather, something I really like in games. Now they just need a day-night cycle, but you cannot have it go from bright to dark within a few minutes. Although I don't know how it is on the ocean. Anyway, back to the cyclone. The cyclone can appear, can last from 2 to 10 minutes. You will have less view range and less detection range while it lasts. Aircraft carriers also are the only ones that can see ships that their own planes spot. So if you rely on a carrier spotting ships for you during a cyclone, you're out of luck, because you cannot see those ships that get spotted by the planes. There are some new changes. Well, I'll take my course here. Actually, I was lucky to be in a tier 8 match, more or less. I'm the only tier 10. There are two tier... I'm the only tier 9. There are two tier 9 in the enemy team. One is in Izumo, and that wasn't a good feeling. And a Fletcher. And I think, yeah, they have more cruisers than me. We have more battleships. I tried to get somewhere near the Amagi, so I might maybe be able to give some air support, but somehow I forgot about that. Look at that on the right side of the screen. There was Lieutenant Dwarf in the Loyang it's called. Yeah, the premium, is it Chinese? Well, something like that. Destroyer. Mahan? I totally lost track of what is a premium ship and what is not a premium ship. I should maybe get an add-on that shows me those names in colors again. That would be really nice. I fire my torpedoes through that passage because seriously, that is just what you do with that passage. Still, not many ships sighted, just one ship in range, and that is a Atago. But it turns away, so no use firing at that from that range. I still try it. There is something you may spot or not, but your shells now are physical objects. I mean, if you track your shells, you will not just see a red fire trail flying, you will see an actual shell that has the fire trail to it. And you can see it while you fire. You see the little bullets in your scope view. Very nice little detail. That's what I said about the game is coming along. it's nice then they put in that kinds of detail. I fire blindly at the destroyer, which is... Where is it? Oh no, it's not visible at the moment. Was it the Fletcher? I see torpedoes, but they despawn. Luck for me. And I'm pretty sure in that video I can show you the fire effects, because there's not a single match that I can do without fire. So where is that destroyer? Also, aside from lots of bitching about the biased Russian cruisers, I really still love my Japanese ships. And there is the Fletcher, the Tier 9 destroyer. There you can see the shells clearly. I hit them all. I have 3 turrets and only 2 can fire, and I still miss them all. Taking heavy damage from something to my right, probably a battleship again. And I turn my ship so that I'm finally able to fire at the Fletcher. Still not good luck here. Sadly, what I just noticed, what you cannot see here, that is a shame. Can I pause the video? No. I can check the options in a second. There is a new dynamic crosshair, which I really enjoy. Because it means when you aim in scope sight, you have those little numbers, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on. And until now, when you scrolled out or zoomed out, the numbers didn't change. So a 5 in the there, a good hit. So a 5 in the most zoomed in way was not 5 in where the zoom out way. So now they changed that. If you aim at that little indicator at the ship's front and you zoom out, the indicator will zoom out as well, and it will still be at the ship's front, so you know where to aim way better than before. No kill for me, but a capture for me. I reduce my speed not to drive out of the cap point. So far there are 2 ships down, and there is a destroyer coming straight at me. Pretty sure he wanted to go for the all-in approach, so I just blindly fired some around the corner. No hit though. I have to turn my ship, even if I know I will give him my broadside, but if a destroyer is coming for you, I better want to be able to shoot with all my turrets. And there he goes. Torpedoes still inbound. I go to full stop, which you can see. Turn right, and there we go. My torpedo detection ability really helped here. Cruiser on my right in New Orleans, and the Izumo taking damage from a mod actually. New Orleans, Blaskowitz, and the Atlanta. The Atlanta, there are still people playing that. Interesting. I should play that again. I should play a lot more ships again. Maybe I should make a video of the Atlanta. Hotly. That's a good idea. Anyway, going all out on the Izumo. And I noticed the shells. I like the shells, how they fly. So fluent, there's no refresh issue, or that they just refresh them at every second frame. No, they handle them at normal 60 frame models. That is very cool. Can send my torpedoes in there. Look at the bottom of the screen for a second. Fire. You can turn back the video if you missed it. I sadly cannot turn back the replay. And we are going for the Izumo. He's been shot by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships, and even for a 9 battleship, he takes a lot of damage. Somehow left his team behind. He's totally isolated. And from all the shells, he's basically under constant fire. He doesn't last long. I'm capturing while I'm at it, although I'm getting decapped all the time. Also repairing my ship, since that is a tier 9 cruiser, you have repair kits. At the bottom of the screen you can see I'm driving around with the little closed beta test flag. And while I'm aiming my torpedoes, I'm doing the noob thing and crashing into an island. There's still no real damage penalty for that, and that is a shame. lobbing some shells over to the York, and bing! 4 hits out of 8 fired, but 4 just hit the island anyway. I didn't really mind crashing into the island since I didn't want to go out there anyway. And I got a captured the enemy base flag. That is new. There I go. Those little bears sitting on the island mountain don't have a good time today because they get constantly bombarded by me. York sitting at 400 health. Not much. I see that I get a direct course around the island so that I can shoot something. We are basically cleaning up at that point. And I think the York sunk. Did it? Yes, someone got it. It's 400 health. I'm changing to to AP. And with the new crosshair, can constantly keep my aiming up. Very, very good, that new crosshair. You also have a crosshair content going on, so if you have one created, there's also one that has aiming indicators going slightly off and then going top and then in all directions basically. So if a ship, Citadel hit, boo! So if a ship goes away from you in an angle, you can use the crosshair to aim ahead of it. I still do that by thumb. Not sure if it works really well, but well, for that match it did. So, going to the B point, see that I can get a hold of the New Orleans. And let's go back for the patch notes for a second while I got totally distracted by the new crew reticule that you cannot see. Take a look at the Trident video because you can see it there. They have seen some more changes, basically just ship balancing. I didn't really take notes of all of them. The main thing I noticed was that the high tier Japanese torpedo destroyers got nerfed a little bit to prevent random torpedoes or just blind shot torpedoes going all across the map, 20 kilometers range. And win! I didn't expect that, I didn't see it coming since I didn't have an eye on the counter ticking up, and we were sitting at 997 points or 79 points, and suddenly, bing, 1001. So, yes, back to the torpedoes. There have just been too many random torpedoes going through the battlefields, like at the start of the match, once the torpedoes are reloaded and you're sitting in a tier 10 Japanese destroyer, you just fire your 20 kilometer range torpedoes in the direction of the enemy team, and then you just wait for something to go boom, hit. So they nerfed some of the higher tier destroyers to have different torpedo options, and the options are basically 62 knot torpedoes with 20,000 damage and 20 kilometers range, and 21,000 damage torpedoes with just 8 kilometers range but 76 knots. So they are faster by 10 knots and have a reduced range, so you can choose between the long range torpedoes or the one that do more damage and are more likely to hit because they are fast. You get the same options on the tier 9 ship. There's still the 20 torpedo one, and I think the Fubuki is also one where you have to choose 10, 15 or 10 again. 10 with 67 knots, so that's okay. Yes, so you have to choose between range and speed plus damage, basically, which is a fair trade. I think it's somehow similar to the Sims, the premium cruiser destroyer from the Americans, where it just have 5.5 kilometers or 9.2 at 49 knots even. So that's basically most of the changes. Thank you for watching, and we will see you around. Have a good time on the ocean. Have a good time driving your ships. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching again. Bye bye.